Welcome to the Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina. Today we're reacting to a video that is going viral. It's a clip from the recent season of Euphoria, the recent episode of Euphoria. So we're going to go over what the scene is about and then get into why the scene is going viral. So here we go, people. In this scene, Rue shows up unannounced while Jules is painting. Rue starts pouring her heart out. She wants a future together. Marriage, kids, stability, something greater than myself. She calls their recent hookup meaningful and pushes for commitment. Jules shuts it down. He calls getting back together a mistake. He says he's involved with an older married man named Ellis. Seems like a sugar daddy type situation. It makes it clear he's not interested in Rue's fantasy. Rue then hits her with some blunt truths. Is this your future now? Points out that Ellis' wife knows about Jules, calls Jules just a tiny little toy he keeps locked in a room. Jules doesn't like hearing that. He slaps Rue across the face. Pretty hard. Rue stumbles backwards into Jules' painting canvas, and Jules kicks her out because Ellis is showing up in 45 minutes. So I'm not able to show the clip because copyright strike, YouTube and all that. So I'm just gonna go over this scene with some stills for y'all. So Rue's like, he has you locked in a little room and we're just supposed to stay there until I come back and have sex with you, referring to the sugar daddy that Jules has been seeing. Jules gets mad, throws down the paintbrush, and then whacks her. Really hard, actually. She knocks her down, and now she's on the floor. And Jules is standing, madly as ever. And then the canvas falls on Rue. Jules says, Elsa is going to be here in about 45 minutes, so I'd suggest you better get the F out of my painting. And then Jules walks away. So this is why it's going viral. Their relationship has always been messy and toxic. On again, off again, codependent. Full of betrayal and drama across seasons. This moment is Rue calling out Jules' current life choices and Jules reacting with physical violence instead of words. A lot of the online reaction, especially in the replies to that post, is focused on the fact that Jules is a trans woman, biological man, played by Hunter Schafer. Slapping a woman, Zendaya, people are calling it out as male on female violence, domestic abuse. That's the scene in a nutshell. Classic Euphoria, raw, uncomfortable, and dramatic as hell. Okay, so why is it going viral? Well, because if a man says he's a woman, then he can beat the crap out of a woman or slap her across the face and knock her down, and it's totally cool because he says he's a woman. I mean, we saw this in the Paris Olympics, where those two dudes who identified as women were boxing other women and they both got gold medals. Everyone was cool with that, right? Well, not everyone. But the woke retards, they were totally cool with it. And it was crazy because even the one chick who was boxing, the one dude was like, I've never been hit this hard in my life. And it's like, if she's like the top boxer and she's boxed all these top female opponents and no one's hit her as hard as this quote unquote female opponent, well, it's probably because he's a man. Because we all know that men are stronger than women. No matter how they identify or what hormones they're put on, they'll always have the physical strength as an advantage. So to slap the female character knowing that this is a biological man is trying to normalize something in a way that shouldn't be normalized, which is if you're a man who identifies as a woman, you shouldn't be putting your hands on women. You shouldn't be putting your hands on anyone. But it's, especially in a show, I mean, you're going to get people talking about it, that's for sure. But it's not going to work out so well for Hunter Schafer, if you know what I mean. Now, the character Hunter Schafer plays, Jules, he's pretty much been like a prostitute the whole show in one way or another. And so, as we all know, prostitutes, they get beat up a lot, whether it's by Johns or whether it's by their pimps. So Jules' character, that's normal. Getting beaten up by a dude, that's totally normal. So he's just doing what he sees as normal, which is being a biological male and smacking around a woman. Doesn't make the character look great. Doesn't even make the person playing the character look great. It certainly doesn't make the person who created the show look great either. But that's why it's going viral. It's pretty interesting. It says more about the character, But in this show, they say that Rue is a lesbian, but I beg to differ because a lesbian, like myself, is a biological woman who is attracted to biological women. Now, Rue, who says she's a lesbian, is attracted to biological women, but also men who identify as women. Well, that's not a lesbian. That does not a lesbian make. That makes her a bisexual. She might be attracted to the feminine traits of the trans woman, but the trans woman still has a dick. And even if he didn't have a penis, he's still a biological male. No matter which way you cut it or don't cut it, Rue is a bisexual, pretty much pretending to be a lesbian. And that's wrong, because now you're trying to make people see lesbians as bi women who accept men who identify as women. And that's very wrong. It's not right. It's not what a lesbian really is. Hence why we have so many men who say they're women on our dating apps and all around. In our lesbian get-togethers, Pride, you find them all over the place. This used to be a joke in the 90s where straight men would be like, oh, you're a lesbian? Ha ha ha, I'm a lesbian too. It's like, yeah, we all know you're not, because you're a man. You know this too. But somewhere along the line, the whole gender cult started to give these men hope that if they just say they're women, that lesbians might date them, because you just use a little bit of shame and call them transphobic. And if they buy into the gender cult like you do, well, then they might date you. And you can get away with that for so long. But in the end, if the lesbian is sleeping with you because she's being shamed, well, she's either bisexual or she's being preyed upon by a man cosplaying as not only a woman, but a lesbian. So yeah, it just doesn't really make any sense when it comes down to it. Men can't be lesbians because they also can't be women. They can't be children if they're grown men, and they also can't be any other ethnicity if they're white. Just doesn't work. Why we've allowed for them to say that they could be women but not another race just doesn't make any sense. And to slap a woman around, I mean, we already have so many examples of trans violence. And when I say trans violence, it's majority men cosplaying as women. Those are the ones who are usually the most violent, whether they're speaking on being violent towards people that disagree with them, which is usually women, or whether it's actually being violent, whether it's pew-pewing up a school or a church or whatever. Either way, it doesn't give the trans women as a whole, doesn't give them a very good look. It just reaffirms the belief that gender critical people already have when it comes to men who say they're women. So I don't know what the show creator was doing here. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get some people talking about it. Maybe he was trying to get a clip to go viral. I don't know. But it was a pretty hard slap. I mean, I've seen women slap other women, but I've never seen them, knock them off their feet. That's a new one. But I guess you'd have to be as strong as a man to be able to do that. So anyway, what did you guys think? Why do you think this clip is going viral? Yeah, so like and subscribe. Join our memberships to keep this channel going. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.